There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to get started here. Thanks everybody for jumping on. We got 22 participants on so far. Hundreds more to join us, I'm assuming, tonight. So we had an awesome meeting last night. So it was a lot of fun. I don't know how many people were there. We should have got a count. Our estimate was 50-ish, probably. Somewhere in that range. I don't know, but it was a packed house. We had a wonderful time. We had some great testimonies. We're just going to kind of do tonight is just kind of I don't know what you want to call it. What do you call it? What do we want to call this?
Well,
so like this,
there was a lot of people that couldn't come in person,
yeah,
whether they were busy or just don't live close. And so we're taking our local event online so that people have a chance to hear what we talked about last night.
But it was awesome. We had some amazing testimonies, recognized some people with rank ups and just different things going on. Genevieve Scory from the corporate office, who's amazing. If you don't know her, you need to follow her. She's awesome. She's an awesome person, and a great asset to our company and to all of us in the field, really. And so I'm excited about what's going on. There's a lot of great things going on. There's, I posed a question last night, and it's something that we talk about in Plexus often, and we've talked about it ever since I think I've been in Plexus, which is over 9 years now. And so, and that thing is just a question, and that question is, what if? Not what if, but like, what if? That's the question. And so, what if this? Hold on. What if this thing freezes again? So, but like, what if? What if tonight, like, what if you hear something in a testimony and it changes your life? What if these products change your life or change someone's life in your network, in your family, in your church, in your school, whatever? What if this business opportunity could change someone's life in your family, in your church, in your school, in your business, in your neighborhood, whatever? Because it's already changed so many people's lives from the product standpoint, as far as improving people's quality of life. And from a business standpoint, and in light of improving people's life in many ways, not just money, but being able to give, being able to make different decisions, being able to have choices, being just so many different things. And so what if Plexus could do that for you or for someone in your circle? And I'm here to say that it can. It's already doing that in people's lives. Everybody on here has a story. We're going to hear some of them tonight. And so just sit back and enjoy. I think sometimes we get too sophisticated to be successful in network marketing, and we need to go back to just the simple stories, just talking to people. Hey, this is what worked for me. This is my story, and sharing these stories with people, because they're amazing. I know I don't get tired of them. Sometimes, I'll be honest, I'll go to a meeting or something. I'm like, oh gosh, another meeting, and that's like, I got things. Life, we have life to do or whatever, and you get there and you listen to the stories, and some of them you've heard already, and you hear them again, and even your own story, as you start sharing it, it's like, gosh, I forgot about how it was before Plexus. I forgot what it was like to run into a cornfield with a roll of toilet paper, like in emergency mode, because you have gut issues. And so it's like you forget some of these things. And so, it's as we go through, and just enjoy your time tonight. Listen to the stories. Listen to how amazing Plexus has really been for other people, and remember how awesome it's been for you too. It's just we have something amazing at the tips of our fingers, and so just enjoy your time tonight. And I'm going to quit talking, and I'm going to introduce a world changer here. Brandy Hutchins is going to come on and share. So Brandy, it's all yours.
Hi guys, thank you. So we really value your time, and we are going to try to keep things short, but I'm just going to start off by saying, like, it is so hard to keep our story short, because the longer you do this and the longer you're on the products, like I just celebrated a year on these products, and my list of things that has changed for me, it just keeps getting longer and longer. Like, I started this because of Lyme disease, and I was looking for a more sustainable approach, financially sustainable, and just easier. I was taking lots and lots of supplements just to feel good. And I still wasn't really feeling good, if we're being honest. And Megan Goff reached out to me just on a whim one day. We were in a bunch of the same groups and we lived similar, like locally and similarly. We lived locally.
I'll make sure.
Did Brandy freeze you guys, or is it us?
Actually in my camp now, because guess what? We are like, we are on our way to Colorado. But we were out in Colorado, and that was a trip that I was dreading because with Lyme, I honestly every day felt like I had 104 fever all the time. Like I just felt miserable. Really good. And I was able to start running again. I was able to like not have to take a nap every day. Like all these things started happening. Okay. And Megan had done her thing, like network marketing, whatever. I wasn't going to do this because it's network marketing, by the way. And Megan kept doing her thing. She kept saying, like, you know, what are your wins? And do you want to share this? And I'm like, no, like, I am not sharing this at all. And quite frankly, I didn't have any wins yet. So joke's on you, you know? And well, anyway, okay. So around week 7, I started feeling really good. By the time we got home, that was week 8. And I texted Megan and I told her, I said, people have got to know about this. Like, I am a different person. I feel so good. My husband was asking me, like, what are you doing? What is different? And I just felt so good that I had to share that with people. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my business side because that also has changed my life. And I think it's really important for me to talk about that because I didn't think that there was any money in network marketing and I would have sold this for free because it was such a good product. But let me tell you, I started by sharing a Facebook post that got a lot of attention somehow. And I hadn't really talked about Lyme or what I had been going through. I kind of like came out of the closet with that, if you will. And I mainly it was because I was embarrassed at how bad I felt. I felt like I was a bad mom. Like, is this all in my head? Like, why can I not keep up with them? And anyway, when I finally made that post, I had a lot of people interested and I didn't realize how many people were struggling. And they were telling me things like, I have chronic headaches too, and I have this too, and I have that too, and I haven't used the bathroom in 2 weeks. And it's just like all these things that we think are normal, they started coming out of the woodwork with them. So I started sharing, and in my first month with Plexus, I made $1,600. And I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. By month 3, by the time I hit December, I started sharing in September. By the time I hit December, I had made over $10,000 with this company. And that to me, like, blew my mind. I swept a contest. I went to Punta Cana. I met amazing friends. They are on this call. My friends are on this call right now, by the way. And it just this whole company has just blown me away. So yesterday we got to spend the day with Genevieve Scory. And let me just tell you, like, when you are around our corporate people, like, you just feel so important and so special. And they pour into you. Genevieve didn't come and tell us, like, you're doing this wrong. You need to do this. And I know all this and all this. No, she was like, you're really good at this. Let's expound on that. Like, let's make that grow. So anyway, this company, this business, these products have changed my life. And oh, I hate saying that. That is like, I hate saying it because it sounds so cliche, but it is so true. Like, if you guys knew me a year ago and you know me now, you would know that I am exactly where I'm meant to be. And I almost said no to this. I almost said no because it was a network marketing company and I wasn't going to be that girl. So I also do want to say, so I got to go to the corporate office just a month ago. And something else that that has changed my life is the importance that our company gives to us. Like, I got to have dinner with the founder and CEO of this company. Okay. He treated me like I was the most important person in his world at that moment. He acted like my opinion of how I need to sell these products was the most important thing that he had on his agenda. And you know what, guys? I truly believe that I was the most important thing to him that day because that's how he made me feel. And I really do think that they care that much about us. So it has just changed my life. I have made friends that I didn't need. I am selling products that have changed my life with a network marketing company that I didn't need. And anyway, I'm going to say I got to go to Punta Cana because I swept the contest, and I got to fly out with this girl. Her name is Brooke, and I met her and her husband while we were there, and I didn't think I needed a Brooke, but let me just tell you, everybody needs a Brooke in their life. I am her hype girl, and she is my best friend, and I'm going to introduce her to tell her story.
Aw, thank you. That's sweet. Okay. Now, Megan, this is not showing me on speaker view now, even though it says it's on.
Yes, it's
Am I
really
on
annoying. It's normal.
Okay, I just want to make sure that was correct before I
Yep.
kept going. Okay. All right. Well, welcome everybody, and thanks, Brandy, for the sweet introduction. Oh, I think Megan's freezing again. Okay, I'll keep going. Anyway, I am a senior gold and have been on the products for almost 2 years now. And I reached out to Megan about the products because as a nurse and my husband is a physician, we were just seeing people just getting sicker and sicker. And he was coming home frustrated that like he felt like he couldn't help people anymore and that we were just really a band-aid station, and that we were looking for an avenue to help more people. And so that was why we got started. And I reached out to Megan. I had met her at a homeschooling event a couple years prior to that and just said, okay, is this something that actually works, and can we help people get to root healing and to help people heal? Because that's why we started off in medicine, right? Was to help people heal. And so I was pleasantly surprised that when I started taking the products that I was like, oh, because I didn't take them really because I was sick. I wanted to try the products in order to be able to help other people and be able to recommend things. So about 2 weeks in, Karsten's, he started on the products when I did and took mine. And so I ran out and he took my reset box and did it first. And I was like, well, I guess we're both going to get on these. And so within like the first 2 or 3 weeks, he was off indigestion meds and off his nightly Tums. And we were like, okay, like this is something we can get on board with. This is something that we can recommend to people. And so, yeah, like I fast started senior gold, which means, well, the Fast Start program, if you guys aren't aware of it, is a fabulous way to get started quickly. And honestly, like it's an amazing compensation plan anyway, but to Fast Start, there's always extra bonuses. So like Brandy, I had probably made like, I don't know, $7,000 or $8,000 in the first like 6 months probably. And so it has been just an amazing opportunity to help there's a lot of people, and we love getting feedback from people, and we just love the products and just think that the community is awesome. And like Brandy said, even though this is a business opportunity, I didn't know that I needed some of the people that I needed in my life and the community that came with it. And so, like there's just all these unexpected blessings that come with an opportunity like this. And I just think, like if you're just on the fence about what if I should try this, or I don't know if this is for me, or reach out to your sponsor, because honestly, like if you don't try, you'll never know. And I think it's totally worth it. So, okay, I'm going to pass it off to Gretchen.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Brooke. Brooke and her hubby Karsten, have been such a blessing to my hubby and I. We got to spend a lot of time with them when Plexus took us on a free cruise last November. That is like the probably fifth or sixth trip that Plexus has gifted our family. It's not just people at the top of the company that earn these things, just so you know. Okay, so my story is a little bit different. My hubby and I were looking for a business. We were looking for another income stream. My hubby has a great job that he loves. He does flooring. It pays him very well, but it is very hard on your body. And we did not get married young. We were older-ish when we had our first kiddos. And so my hubby is over 50 and my youngest is currently 4. And we've just known that flooring is not something he's going to be able to do indefinitely. So I had been praying for something to help us through that coming time of transition when he needs to change careers. However, when Kyle mentioned that his friend Justin was quitting his road construction job to do Plexus and that he thought we should look into it, I was not receptive at all. I had a long list of fears and reservations. I was not on social media. I had a bunch of little kids. I could hardly make it to church and the grocery store, let alone the thought of hosting parties or handling inventory or people's money. It was just overwhelming. We lived in this little tiny town, and the Goffs already knew everyone we knew and more. They already had a thriving business. So I just laid out all of the reasons why I thought this was a terrible idea, not at all a match for us. After which my hubby just said, well, I still think we should look into it. And that night I went to bed and the Lord just spoke to my heart and said, Gretchen, you have been praying for more than 5 years about another stream of income. And the first time your hubby mentioned something, you shut him down and said no. Ugh. Still not convinced, but kicking and screaming, we went to check it out so that Kyle could cross it off his list and move on. And so I grilled Justin on the compensation plan because I already knew that the products were good. Megan and I think very similarly about root issues, about going natural as far as you can, those types of things. And when I actually got my hands on the product bottles and started looking at the ingredients, I got really excited because these are things that I had been researching, learning about. I knew how powerful and how potent they were. But I still had major reservations about the business model. But as I started to ask and probe and just laid out all of my questions, I was frankly blown away when I saw how the compensation plan worked, how it protected and prioritized relationships, the profit sharing, the fact that we get paid most of our money on our happy customers. Yes, there are great bonuses that come when you're growing and expanding, but the majority of our money comes from the people who love the products and are taking it month by month, and it creates a very stable, steady income. It reduces pressure. Just the culture and the mindset behind the business plan, the profit sharing, which is brilliant. It was so different from what I expected. And one by one, all of my objections, all of my reservations were taken care of. And I finished the evening thinking, wow, I cannot believe that there's a company like this out there. This is really good. This is amazing. So we were driving home and Kyle asked me, okay, what do you think? And I'm like, well, I can't believe that I'm saying this because this is a network marketing company, which I was never, ever, ever going to do. But I think we should try it. So we dove right in. And I did not start quickly like some of the other girls. I've been a slow and steady grower, but the first year it earned more for us than our share of farm ground that we have from Kyle's aunt and uncle. After about 2 or 3 years, well, we've been doing it for about 8 years. For the past 6 years or so, it has given us a generous 4-digit a month income that has been a huge blessing to our family. When we had that unexpected 6th child that we weren't planning for, and we had to upgrade from a minivan to a 15-passenger van, we were able to do that and remain debt-free it has just been such a blessing to us through the lulls of 2020. So many things, so many ways. And yes, it has impacted our health hugely, which we were not expecting, because my hubby and I would have both told you that we were healthy. We weren't on any medications, but we had these long-standing issues, digestive issues, chronic pain issues, energy issues, things that we had just come to accept as normal. And we didn't even think about them until they started slowly, one by one, going away. So it has been a huge blessing to us, a huge blessing to our children. My last 2 Plexus pregnancies have been so fabulous. I have seen drastic changes in my younger kids' health from being Plexus babies. It's helped our older kids with some different issues. And we are just so, so grateful that we took this very unexpected journey. Okay, Justin, I'm going to turn it back to you here.
Alrighty. Thank you, girls, for sharing. So unlike Gretchen, I started for health, and I didn't really have the vision at all for what this would become for our family. But I actually said no thank you for almost 2 years. I had multiple friends talking to me about Plexus. I was like, no thank you. It looks like it's for people that need weight loss and or are diabetic. And yes, Plexus addresses those things for people, but at the time I was very sick because we had just found out we had mold in our house. And so we were looking for ways to just ways for me to heal. And so I ended up working with a naturopath after going through a long line of different doctors, including doctors that told me things were all in my head. And I was so grateful because this doctor uncovered an autoimmune thyroid issue that I had. I had a ton of gut health problems. I was riddled with hormone issues and imbalances. I was chronically fatigued and felt sick all the time. I had infertility issues, and I just felt sick. I did not feel 100%. And I'm a go-getter, and like love to go full speed ahead with the kids and with my life and the family. And it was really humbling, actually, because we grew a lot of our own food. And so a lot of people can't say that. Like there's typically some other sort of trigger for people, but like we were medication free. We grew all of our own food. We were super, super careful about what we put in our bodies. And so enter mold toxicity and an environmental issue, it created a whole host of issues, right? And I was the sickest, but it created issues in Justin and also some of the kids. And so we were so grateful that there was friends that were persistent and continued to share Plexus. And I ended up saying yes on Valentine's Day of 2015. My sweet friend Carrie kept checking back into me with me to see what other information she could get me so that I could heavily research, because I was such a supplement snob researcher. I wanted to know all the ins and outs of what I was saying yes to. And so I decided that this was something that we were going to do. I started what we call the triplex combo. It's a very basic combo that helps with gut health, hormone balance, nutrient absorption, and reducing inflammation. And that combo made a big difference. And for me, it was about the 4 to 6 month mark. And so I encourage people to know that this is a lifestyle change when you start the products, that it's not a quick fix. We encourage people to stay consistent, minimum of 60 days, because that's what the guarantee covers. But it's better if you can go to 90 days, because that day 75 to day 90 makes such a big difference. And like I tell people, do it for 6 months. Like you didn't get sick overnight if you have some sort of big name chronic illness. Like that's not going to be fixed overnight. If you have gut health problems, like that takes time. And this was after working with a naturopath for 2 years. And so I transitioned from what I was doing with a naturopath to Plexus supplements. And what I found was that they were more comprehensive and less expensive than what my naturopath was doing. And so I'm so grateful that I gave it time and that I was consistent. And I actually put our son Benjamin on the Superman probiotic, and it took out his eczema in a month. And so it was at that moment that I decided that I was going to share, because all the moms need to know about this. And so meanwhile, Justin was my willing guinea pig on the products. Oh, yeah. And he started to notice some changes in his health. And that was really the kickstart for why we started to share, we started to notice changes in our own health. So Justin, why don't you share real quick what the 5 things that you noticed in your health, and then what shifted for you and why you started to become not just my cheerleader, but in with me for the business.
Yeah. So the things that I noticed from the products, because like I said, we started on the products and I started taking the Triplex in the summer of 2015. So a couple different things that I noticed was it was 18 pounds down exactly. I said 20 last night, but I was rounding up. But it was 18 pounds I lost in the summer of 2015.
Yeah.
Gosh, I was gonna. Plexus hasn't been around since 2005. So anyway, and so since 2015, two other things, and these are kind of combo things, is energy and sleep. I was working road construction at the time, a lot of crazy hours, 4 a.m. to who knows whenever you get off work, sometimes 4 o'clock, sometimes 8, 9 o'clock at night. So I was tired a lot and I was drinking a lot of caffeine. It was 2.5 pots of coffee a day to be exact. And so when Plexus came in, I quickly started to see I was sleeping better, and I also had more energy, and I didn't have to drink as much coffee. So I was able to cut way back. And I still love coffee. I'm like a coffee snob. I love coffee, and I'll have a couple, 2 or 3 cups a day. Just depends on what's going on. Maybe a little bit more in the winter time, but I don't have to have it to like stay awake all day long. And so that's what I was having to do before Plexus. So those are 3 things. Another thing is digestive health. My gut was such a mess, and it's probably all the caffeine. It was probably the stress. It was probably a lot of not sleeping. It's probably every vaccination the U.S. Army could dream up that I've had, like everything you could think of, who knows, and so, so since Plexus, though, I mean, I'm regular, and I'm proud to say that, because if you have never been regular, you know that it's a really big deal. And so that was, and we're a gut health company, folks. Like, we deal with gut issues, and so so that's been huge for me. Another thing is just overall, and just inflammation throughout my body, aches and pains in my my knees, my feet, my hands especially. Like I said, I was in the Army and I was in construction, so just a lot of physical labor, a lot of abuse to my body. And one thing, Gretchen mentioned some things about Kyle, and one thing I want to mention, and I don't understand the science behind this. This isn't even a product claim. I can't even point to what product it would be. But Kyle and we were baptized at the same time in the same pond several years ago. He's a great friend, and he had a heat related illness at some point. I don't know if it's heat stroke, heat exhaustion. I had the same thing. And after Plexus, one thing that we noticed was, like, we can stand the heat now. And I don't know why that is. And I was just reminded of that as she was talking tonight. It's been pretty amazing. So I can run again in the heat, and I don't feel like I'm going to pass out. So that's another just side note on the products. So really, I've been taking the products for 9 years. We've added a lot of products to our to the company. We have brought several products in, and still taking the products today. I love the products; they're amazing. They've changed our life. Like I said, what if this could change your life? Well, it has. It's changed our life. And the sleep melatonin gummies, if you haven't tried those, they're incredible. If you don't, I think they're amazing. But so that's a good thing. But was I going to now just why we transitioned?
Yeah.
Okay. And so right off the bat, I started to see great results 9+ years ago. Megan did not see the results that fast, just because her body had more healing to do. But I started to see the same healing in my son, who's going on 14 now. And he was like 5 at the time, 4 or 5. And I just saw what the products did to his eczema, how it just took it away. And so he was one of 2 of our kids that had eczema issues. And with the older one, unfortunately, we didn't know what else to do. We didn't have ProBio 5. And so we did all sorts of things with him. I don't know what else, with steroids and just all the different stuff. And so I saw tangible, like, results, measurable results with the products, and I fell in love with the products. But at the time we started taking these products, Megan was sick, and I was tired. I was really tired of not being home, and I was praying for a business opportunity. And so, as a Army guy, road construction guy, network marketing or gut health or pink. Like none of that was on my radar at all as far as a business opportunity. So I came home one day and Megan's like, hey, there's a business opportunity at Plexus. And I was like, no way. There is no way I'm doing network marketing. No one makes any money. They're illegal. They're a pyramid scheme, all the different things that we hear. I had all the same reasons why I wasn't going to do it. And she's like, if you like, do you mind if I share? I said, I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I'm not ruining it on some fly by night deal that you're getting us in. No way. She said, okay. So I think 2 weeks went by and she got her first check. She got paid for her first time from Plexus and it was $300. So I came home and I'm like, she's like, hey, check this out. And I'm like, total skeptic and not even congratulatory. I'm just like, is this legal? Like they're sending you money. Why are they sending you money? Like something's not right. Because, and again, in my brain, and you have to think about this as you're talking with people, is that my brain was, I go to work, I work 1 hour, I get paid for an hour. That was my business model. I didn't know anything beyond that. I didn't know anything about residual income. I didn't know anything about investment income, nothing. I just knew you go to work for an hour, you get paid an hour. So for a mom to be home chasing kids and homeschooling them all day and just talking about a little bit of eczema or whatever she was talking about, she knows her stuff. So she was really laying out what she was doing, and getting paid, it was just out of I'd never heard of this. And it took me a minute and I'm just like, I'm slow, but I'm not stupid. Like that's $300 and it takes me a lot of hours from home to make $300. I'm going to look into network marketing because I love the products. And so then I started studying network marketing and I started studying the Plexus compensation plan. And it didn't take long to see like several people in the business world were all putting their stamp of approval on network marketing. And I said, this is a no-brainer, I'm in. And, I just started to see a couple different things, like 3 things. If you want to have a successful network marketing company, because not all network marketing companies are successful. Some blow up really fast and they go away. You've probably seen 3, 4, 5 of those, maybe since you started Plexus. They're on Facebook. Some people on your team might leave and go to these companies, by the way, and it doesn't take long and that company's gone. And so in my opinion, what did one of those companies not have that Plexus does have? Well, we have to have a good product. We have great products. We've covered that. You have to have a good compensation plan. We have a great compensation plan that's sustainable. Most other companies, they start off with all these big promises and it's not sustainable. And some of them have great products. They just can't sustain to pay the people anymore. So they're like, this is insane. So their company goes away or they go public or whatever. And so that's right. We're a debt-free company. Plus, this is have a sustainable compensation plan. We're a debt-free company, which is really pretty awesome. And the other thing is you have to have integrity at the corporate level, and we do. We just do. I've tried to find reasons to not put trust in them, especially when we first started going to these Plexus events. Megan earned some trips. I went out to the corporate office and I was asking all the questions, trying to catch them. And I'm sure they were wondering who invited the wet blanket here, trying to like, who's this guy? But it helped me because then I was able to help answer questions for Gretchen down the road and other people, so it worked out good. And 2015, it's been a blessing. We grew fast. We're still growing. We're still learning. We're still helping people. We're in the business of helping people. We're not done. And so I expect that our business will continue to grow, and I expect to help people grow their business. I left road construction actually a little bit over a year after I started Plexus, and I've not been back. I've been home for the last over 8 years. And we work Plexus. That's our main source of income. And it's been such a blessing and a surprise blessing. Like I said, I wasn't interested in anything pink or network marketing. but here we are, and God has strange ways sometimes. So
Alrighty, so guys, thank you for hanging with us. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulty at the beginning of this call, but we're so thankful that you hopped on with us. We personally started this basically as an accidental business, but once we caught the vision for what it could be, it wasn't just helping a friend at church. That was actually we had a lot bigger potential, because gut health is a thing. It is huge. People struggle, they say that the statistics are like so high for the people that struggle with gut health and all the things that stem from that. Because if you go Google gut health and whatever symptom you're dealing with, you will see the links between the two. And so over the past almost 10 years, not just us, but like our entire team has literally been able to help thousands and thousands of people have better health. And we're also in the business of helping people start businesses. And so if this is appealing to you at any level, we want to invite you to go back to the person that invited you to this call and get started. This is an opportunity where ordinary people have the opportunity to do extraordinary things.
Mhm.
And just for a quick rundown, we have been able to give like never before. Because of the opportunity with Plexus, we have been able to give generously and abundantly, which is the most fun that we've ever had with money. And so maybe that is appealing to you. Maybe you're looking for another income stream to fund retirement. Maybe you're in the season with kids and sports and all the things. Maybe you're looking at the price of groceries and thinking, man, if I could just bring an extra $300 to $500 in per month, how awesome would that be? Maybe you're someone that loves to travel. We have traveled so many places. We've been going to Hawaii or Mexico since 2016 and able to bring our kids on those trips. We've been to Portugal. We've been to countless places around the United States. Justin just got back from taking our 13-year-old son on a special birthday trip to a fishing trip to Mexico.
Mhm.
And, the perks to what we do in Plexus, and specifically network marketing, is like none other. Network marketing is alive and well, just FYI, and it is literally the American dream. I think we've been sold a bill of goods with what is the American dream. And it has been such a gift to us. And we're so grateful for not only the friend that introduced us to Plexus, but countless others who also mentioned it somewhere along the line, because it built into us like, oh, maybe I should check into that. And even though I was in no way for almost 2 years, I'm so grateful that there was still that little inkling. So if you're feeling that little inkling of, what if? We just want to encourage you to consider the what if, because literally this could change everything for you. All right. Thanks for being on, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.
Bye.